Military exercises in the sea near China's Taiwan are a necessary and just measure to resolutely protect national sovereignty and territorial integrity in response to the major provocative move by some U.S. politicians and Taiwan Independence Forces.
All right, let's get more on this now from Einar Tangen, who is a senior fellow at the Taihe Institute. He joins me live from Beijing. Einar, how is this visit by Pelosi all being seen there in Beijing? Is China seeing this as a provocation?
Yes, Rachel, very much so. More than a provocation, many of them are saying this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, that Nancy Pelosi's visit has, in essence, destroyed all the progress that has been made, that the U.S. and China are back to square one. Three communiques that were signed in the early 70s and early 80s have now, in essence, been thrown out by her actions. But there have been others, obviously. I mean, the trade wars, the constant villainization, things like this. Beijing feels that it is now time to readjust the politics in terms of diplomacy and probably economics as well.
Yeah, and that was exactly my next question to you. What does this all mean for U.S.-China relations? Because as we know, the U.S. says its stance on the one China policy has not changed, and clearly Beijing sees this as a contradiction of that. So how far could we likely see this go? Are we looking at to the extreme a potential ending of diplomatic relations?
Not ending, but you could see a downgrade, or you could see consulates being closed on both sides. That happened already once with Houston. You could see more of that. That will put enormous pressure on American businesses who are doing business with China or in China. It will also just make it more difficult to have conversations. The next thing would be putting duties on goods that are going to America, something that would not be very welcome by the 63% of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck as we speak.
China is conducting these live fire military drills around the island. And as I said earlier, nearly 24 warplanes have crossed into Taiwanese airspace. Clearly, Taiwan and the West are seeing this as a deliberate message from China as in terms of a warning. How far is China willing to go to reclaim the island?
Well, ultimately, I mean, it's something that they're going to take back. It's in their constitution. It's not something they can deal with. Any leader who said that they're willing to, cut Taiwan free would face the wrath of the people. Now, if you go on social media in China right now, you discover that it's the populace who is most angry about this. You can see it in the posts and things like that. They actually want much stronger action than is being contemplated by the government. Government has to play a longer game, and they have to be more judicious in how they respond. This kind of tit for tat, where they respond the way the U.S. wants in some sort of military manner, that's would probably not work out in terms of public relations. It's what the U.S. would want. I think they're going to do more on the diplomatic side and then on the economic side to press home that Nancy Pelosi wanted to take a vanity tour to cap off her career as she heads towards the door and her speakership goes away when the Republicans come in after the fall election, which is they say it's only 17% that the Democrats can hold power in the House and Senate. So if that's the case, it seems like this is just something she wanted to do for herself. And if it rebounds on the American public, that's going to be very, very hard for them to swallow.
All right, Einar Tangen joining us from Beijing. Einar, thank you.